Namaste. Very, very welcome, everyone. May God always bless you. You know, there is a unity of the soul that is possible and is experienced when we come to that unity within ourselves by knowing the truth of who we are. No? So when we know the truth of who we are before knowing the truth of who we are still the same true self who is known in this self-knowing, and yet as if we are not living as that before knowing it. And in the knowing, that who is not living as the true self and the true self become one, that unity happens here. Self-knowing is not really a knowledge from the distance. It is a meeting of the self with the self, no? In such a way that it is not possible to be reversed to the previous state. No? So in the self-knowing, the freedom actually has happened to the self. So this is one unity that is experienced. And there is a unity also higher than that, which happens naturally, gradually. You know, gradually it is like a inner, you know, correction or meeting or unity that happens with the Supreme Soul also here. Like the the sense that I am a individual soul, the pure self, but individual still. You know, that sense of transparent boundary start melting slowly, and the truth of the one soul, one self, the supreme self, start revealing itself in the soul itself, without going anywhere. No? This is what is taste of God, that we start tasting God also here, within ourselves only. So this is another unity that is experienced. And that is very gradual. That is like very automated in a way. Like not much anybody can do about it, you know, in a way. But once we have come to the unity of the soul, there is one more unity which is on the outer side in a way of the soul, which is more towards the mind and body. This unity also happens. What we call heart. Heart is not really so much of a center in itself. It is more of a working place of the soul. The soul who has discovered itself as the soul want to live in the body now. So this is another unity that is experienced. Like the soul comes back to the body now, no, and want to live the individual life now, no. So heart is that pure place where it has access to all the outer layers of the mind and body, so that it can access and live the life, and yet it is the soul is able to live its purity continuously also during this time. That's why heart becomes important now. It's a common ground. No? And this same common ground also is useful when coming to the truth of who we are at first, isn't it? Because it is halfway already. That's why it becomes so important to come out of the mind into the heart. You see why it becomes so, because in the heart, once we are able to come to the heart out of the mind, then we don't have anything mixed here. Things are not mixed here. Like you are not mixed with anything. Your wisdom is not mixed with any other wisdom of the mind. Like our wisdom of the mind is mainly wisdom of the past, or not. However, wisdom of the soul or wisdom in the heart is wisdom of the present, wisdom of the truth of now. Like the real wisdom. Like this. So this is one more unity that happens here when coming out from the soul into the heart and to the mind and body. No? And the remaining energies, especially the mind, is going to say that, hey, you are the old self. And it will be challenged in a way by your, countered by your self knowing that no, I'm not actually, I'm something different now. No? Like I know my openness of being, no? That purity of my being, no? Like this. And this is how a resolution happens more and more. This is another degree of, like, a type of unity that is experienced. And this is like a basic structure of unity that takes place. And how about in beginning, in the initial stages of the seeking, initial stages of spirituality, there also the play, or you can say the work of unity continues. It's like this. Like mind itself is divided. Mind is divided from what? Mind is actually not only divided from the heart or from the soul, it is divided from itself also. Mind is divided from itself within itself also. Like it is having two opinions about the same thing, for example. So this is the division of the mind. A unity in the mind also happens, like a refinement, like a cleaning process. What I am calling is stable understanding is a cleaning process, a refinement of the mind only, where we don't let two opinions remain inside us about the same thing. We say no, they have to resolve into one, no, because it's all about me. It's not about you or who said what. Doesn't matter. It's about me and my life, no. So, like stable understanding works like this, like a cleaning process of uniting. Like what is the garbage, what is the real content, and real content divided into 2, 3, 4 different containers. Like we are keeping, let's say, certain content in our house in many containers, and all of them are half empty, or much more empty. They all can be put into one container, for example. You see what I mean? Not that we do this kind of work internally in the mind, but just by being aware that things are quite divided inside, they start becoming united. So like a unity happens here. So the unity at the mind level is what is stable understanding. The absence of this unity is experienced as confusion. So it is not that mind is confused. It is the user of the mind is confused that shall I take from this container or this container? And which one? This one or this one? However, they are two in the experience only, but not in reality. They are just one thing, no? So it is as if the user of the mind don't want to be confused anymore. That it start cleaning up the place. That okay, let me clean up the place so that I can clearly see what is what, where is what. No, for example. So contemplation, contemplative conversations between us also, they are helping in this. So this is one unity that happens. There is another unity that happens of our own attention, or what we call ourselves in a way, and our heart. No. There is a unity that happens between our attention and our heart also. That when we start, our attention start coming to the heart a little bit more, and it start staying here. Can we also understand it like this, that there is a circle, our attention or our consciousness is making a circle in the mind, and that circle contains a lot of confusions, or basically a lot of discrepancies, like incompatibility, like what is this, what is that, like things are not harmonized. Basically disharmony is there in the mind, which is what is confusion. This is one circle, and there can be harmony or disharmony in it, but there is another circle possible between the mind and the heart also. Like the same consciousness which is living in the mind can drop into the heart also, and can go back and come back and go back and come back, like a new circle is created where it is able to feel the joy, basically the taste of being. Joy in the heart is nothing but the taste of being, taste of the being of life. That it start living the truth also, while it is actually coming back to the mind, the working place, and there we have a horizontal circle also. Within that horizontal circle, how much harmony, or how much stable understanding, or disharmony, or confusion. That again We are going to refine. Is this all making any sense to all of you? Because these are fundamentals, and I feel that sharing these fundamentals may help in some way. Like we can see where we stand, and all of these things are not big things. They are just fundamental and very impactful. In themselves, they are very simple to be understood, and very quickly, every one of us is a soul. Very quickly, we can, you know, come to it. So, like this, if anybody want to talk to me, you are welcome.
Thank you, Rajee. I would like to talk a little more about the mind-heart connection. And I would like to start with a sharing or like with an experience I made. Is before and also after this beautiful retreat we had in November, the importance of taking breaks during the day was very much highlighted, and the exercises you gave us, or also just sitting several times a day, really helps to take these breaks during the day. And what I felt is that after taking such a break and going back to work, it feels like work in the sense of going into the mind or working with the mind, is that the mind gets a different fuel from where I was just before I started this work. Before I started this work, I was like sitting in myself. So the fuel, the energy for the mind, for the work, comes from a deeper place.
Understood.
In comparison, I would say, to how I worked earlier, where it feels like the fuel came from recycling the mind over and over again. So it was more recycled fuel, and that also it felt like very limited, because it was just like the same ingredients, is just put in maybe in a different order, but the essence was kind of the same. So maybe we can talk about this.
Wow, that's amazing what you are saying. No? Very, like it's very clear, like already what you are speaking. No? I will be very happy to share anything, like to add something to it. No? What is the importance of taking break basically, and what is the break that we take? What happens in this taking a break in the day? So we take break from the horizontal circle of mind, in which you are saying the same energy is rotating. It is true. Like this same energy rotating is not only a limitation in a way, or kind of a imprisonment in a way, but it is also by design necessary. Because if the same energy does not rotate, the energy cannot have memory. And if energy cannot have memory, how we will remember what we did, how we will remember how to do things. So this energy has to be old, cannot be like really 100% fresh. You know. So the mind's memory can be refined, mind's energy can be refined, like it can be made much more alive than the old energy, but still it will be old energy. Like we can keep refreshing it in one sense. Let's say you can keep refueling, like you can keep giving it more pure energy, fresh energy which has not been used yet. That time the mind's level will have the opportunity or possibility to remove the dead cells, and they are replaced by the pure energy that you gave. Pure energy means pure life. Otherwise, until then, it has to live with the old cells the way they are, or it has to live with the method or approach of repairing them. Replacement is not an option. The more fresh energy we have in the mind in this case we are talking about mind means thoughts, feelings, and everything together. No? The more fresh energy mind has, the more opportunity or possibility it has of replacing things. Like if more fundamental changes can happen in the mind. And otherwise, there will be just a repair of the same thing, alignment of the same thing. No? So from where the fresh energy comes? It comes from the heart actually. The heart is the place of being, where we experience the joy of being, we experience that being itself. Being itself is what is causing the energy to be generated. Being and the inspiration, that results, being plus inspiration equal to energy, pure energy, fresh energy. Like this. So when we come to the heart, by taking a break, how we take a break? We take a break from the horizontal circle of mind and we create a vertical circle in a way, like we drop out of mind into the heart. And then we will go back there, no? For working again into the horizontal circle. Then we drop out of it again. So like that. So this is taking a break. In the taking a break, what happens is that we taste, like we eat. We eat the pure energy. When we are tasting the joy in the being, no? Like you are just sitting, one or two break, 1 or 2 minutes, let's say, no? Just breathing, enjoying. Like I'm going to go back and going back to the work. It's just a break you have taken from the work, break from the mind or break from the work, no? Like the same thing. So you are eating this energy. You are this energy actually. You are being bathed in this energy. And when you will go back to the mind, you will carry this energy into the mind. This is how it goes to the mind. This is how it reaches to the mind. One more thing about this model, this example that we are talking about in this context that we are in, it's about decision making. Within the context of the horizontal circle of mind, where old energy is rotating based on the memory it has, decision making cannot be really out of the box ever. It cannot be like a innovative. It is always going to be relatively best as it can be. No? Meaning it cannot be best maybe, it can be just better. Even if we are very stable and very clear, our decision making will be always relative to what we have done so far. Like we are going to choose something between, like for quite some time, I don't know, everywhere it must be like this, that the election, in the election, the voting system was like this, that these are the 4 candidates and you choose one of them. There was no option to choose none of them, And then people realized, no, this should not be like the voter said, no, we want some option where we don't want to choose any of them. While we are living in the mind, we don't have this kind of option to choose none of the options given by the mind. Only when we come in the heart, then we have an option to freshly look at the whole thing called my life situations. Like a totally out of the box. Not caught up in that same circle, but more totally out of that circle, like as if you have taken a break. Like there are many top management people in the companies, when they have to make a decision, very important decision, and they are just not able to get to that decision which will satisfy them. They take a break, completely break from something. Like even if it's a very busy schedule, they just take a break. What they are in a way going to do or going to achieve is what we achieve in the spirituality, that we drop into the heart. We take a break from the world, from the work, or we take a break from the mind, is same thing. You can be anywhere in the world, but you are out of the world now if you take a break from the mind. No? And then we have a fresh look at it now. Like the fresh wisdom, fresh energy of the being now enables you to look at it very entirely differently. That, hey, this option is also there, no? Like mostly, for example, in the mind, we always have an option of either this or this, and things are opposite of each other. In the heart, you may actually many times see that both can be utilized to create something. Like I can create something which will incorporate the strength or shortcomings of both of them when they are separate, and they will become a united strength. No? For example, it is seen like that. That's why most of the struggle of the mind disappears as soon as we start living from the heart. Not that we don't use the mind, we just don't live in the mind, for decisions. So decision making once begins from the heart. Heart means not emotions. Emotions are not heart, they are part of the mind only. Anything which is rotating in the horizontal circle is mind. Anything which is the vertical circle is higher than the mind. Like leaving this plane of consciousness entirely and going into the heart. That is what is heart. It's not like emotions are heart. No, not. They are not. Meaning in this context, they are not. So even decision making is very important here. Like it becomes so much better. Like you start actually taking decision what you really want, not what options are available. You know what I mean? Like most of us are actually still hopeful or hopeful about options that we have not explored given by the mind, which are nothing but the same thing created, like, different thing created out of the same thing or wrapped in a different wrapper. It is exact same thing mind is creating, and we are being fooled by it continuously and not noticing that how mind is fooling us. No? Not that mind is intentionally fooling us. Mind, we say to the mind, give me something new, like you are the boss, and you are not giving any resources to your team, let's say. What team will do? And I will fire you if you don't give me something totally, like I want something totally new. What mind will do? What your team will do? This is what mind does. It creates something very totally out of this world, although it is exactly same thing. It's just the wrapper, it changes the wrapper. That's why we are never getting to anything significant through the mind's decisions. It's not mind's fault. It is the user of the mind which must drop into the heart to get to its own wisdom. It's the intelligence of the soul, like this. Do you feel that this is in line with what you were saying? Because what you said, very beautiful.
Rajee, very much in line. And is this energy, or is this out of the box, what we commonly name it as creativity? Because this is like the real creativity, like this out
Yes.
of the box.
Yes. Creativity basically means new energy, no? Creativity simply means new energy, not the same energy which we have exhausted already. No? Like we have thought about the same things many times, many times in the same way. Now you can think about the same thing in an entirely different way. From where that different way comes? It comes from the wisdom, which is from outside of the mind, and it comes from energy also. No? Because we need energy for any activity. So that energy comes from you. You are very right. That's why anyone who want creativity or who want to create, creativity means we want to create something new. Create means create something new. No? That's why what we do through the mind is not counted as creation really. It is more, at the max it can be said, making best out of the waste. No? We can say, at the max we can say like this. If you are very intelligent, very stable in the mind, we can make best out of the waste. No? But raw material, like fresh material, is not given to us here. This is the point.
Other aspect in this I would like to explore, and I also experienced, is that coming to work after this break, I also feel that the one who is going back to work knows itself better, and suddenly there is less confusion in the mind. What I want to say with this is, I feel through these breaks, I myself become more of myself and more clear of myself. And this self then is going back to work, to the mind. And because I'm stronger, let's say in a normal word, there is less confusion there, which was maybe there before the break, because I'm not confused. Sorry, what I want to say is, I feel the confusion is not in the mind itself. It is in the one who is using the mind, or in the sense of confusion living in the mind, like in that way.
It is true that it is possible that mind doesn't have confusion, because mind is not confused. It is the user of the mind confused, no? So mind may have a divided state of things, like where the same understanding are kept in different containers, for example. No? But it is the user of the mind who is confused. And confused means what basically? Confused means that the user of the mind is little bit out of energy. Like it's not feeling enough energy to resolve those things. No? It is feeling like I'm busy, like I have to just do office work, I have to do this work. Where I have time for these things, So that user has less energy here. And why user has less energy? Because somehow, as if user has not made itself free from the previous role it was playing or previous task it was doing. So that the user in the mind, the soul who we are, the real self that we are, living through the mind, doing things in the mind, has not made itself free from the previous task. It is still thinking about them or working on them in a way. Like it has not made itself free from the previous roles. That's why it is not able to justify fully the present role it is playing or the present task it is doing. No? Every task through the mind or every task is a role that the self that you are is playing. No? When you drop into the heart through taking a break, what you do is that you take a break from all the roles that you have played. And you take a dip in the purity of your being in the heart. Then you get a dip like a wash. You get a wash like a bath. So all those residues of the previous task and the mm, involvement also. Like there are two things, residue and the involvement. So the residue is washed away and involvement is broken. Like, no, I don't need to do anything right now. Then you will approach freshly to the task that you find yourself to be involved with or important for you to attend immediately. And you will think about much less about what has happened. Not that you will not think about what you need to think. What we need to think about the past never bothers us. But what we don't need to think about the past and still be thinking, that is what sucks our energy. You know? And that will happen less and less in this model. You know, every time taking a break, coming back, and you feel like, wow, I'm more kind of empty, more pure, more fresh, more excited, like neutral also in a way. I don't have a bias, already a preconceived idea about this. This is good or this is bad, and this is not good and this is not bad. You know, like this. And like this, what is happening is that your workplace called mind, our workplace called mind is becoming in a way our meditation place or spiritual place also in a way. Now we will not be against the activities of life because we know now that it is kind of nicely working for me. You know, now working using the mind is not really causing me stickiness because I know now how to remove the stickiness. In a way, we are recycling the stickiness of mind also, by the way. When we are dropping out of the mind into the heart few times a day, when we are continuously using the mind in the horizontal manner, the circle, no? We are recycling the stickiness of the mind also because stickiness of the mind basically is unfinished business, nothing else. So in one sense, you can say the core of the ego is unfinished business. How much self-conscious we are is not entirely dependent on the individual self that we think we are. No? It is dependent on something higher than us also. It is dependent on the soul that we are. It is dependent on the supreme soul who is living as this soul also. No? So not knowing who we are never causes suffering. And knowing who we are does not end that suffering also. It is the unfinished business, which is not letting us go anywhere or do anything. Neither living or not coming home and living the truth of who we are. You see? So this is what is imprisonment. We feel stuck really, and we are actually stuck. Like when I invite you right now, for example, hey, let us drop into the heart and let us just live the joy of being. How much of you will be able to do it? This how much depends on what? Where is this how much? What this language we are using, how much? What do you mean by how much? Whole of myself? No, not really. Like a part of yourself will still continue thinking about what has gone wrong, what could have gone better. You see what I mean? So part of you will remain in the mind. Whole of you will not drop out of it. No? Why? Because of that model. Like that model is an incorrect model, like an inefficient model in which we are caught up. When we are caught up in the mind, basically we are not caught up in the processings of the mind. We are caught up in an inefficient approach towards it. No? Mind has no place where it can hold us. Only the sense that something is incomplete can keep us in the mind. No? You see what I mean? Otherwise, it's as simple as this. Me and you. We are just in satsang and I invite you. Let's sit in the heart. Let us live the truth of the being. Let us taste the joy. And immediately you will come. And immediately, like there is no other activities required for it. Even when we break between the talk, like this right now we did, you are very welcome to sit in the heart during this time with me, and taste the purity of being and truth of being. And you must have noticed that some of us are not able to sit here. Like we are able to come here, but we are not able to stay here. Why? What pulls you out of it and into where? You know, it's not something that pulls us. It is our understanding that we feel, no, I have to attend something in the mind urgently. But who decides about it, mind or you? You see what I'm saying? So we have a lot of blind spots here. They need to be exposed. And we need to bring them into the light, and we need to be free from them. Otherwise, just sit here in your heart. Our biggest challenge is not really so much confusion. Confusion is like, okay, you are confused. You are not, Our biggest challenge is disharmony. We are experiencing disharmony in our life, inside us continuously. Disharmony is killing us actually. You know, this disharmony is what is causing, in a way, you can say this, what we call experience of suffering in a way. Like things can go so much better and more beautiful and connected together, nicely flowing together, and they're just scattered all over the place, and fighting with each other. Once you start living in the heart, harmony start coming back. Not that you are trying to fix things. You're not trying to fix things. You're just trying to fix yourself first. That mind is confused, or you are confused in the mind, let's say, and yet you are harmonious in the heart. And more, and more, and more, and more, and more. And somehow, every time you will go back to the mind, you will bring the new energy. You will have new wisdom also, pure wisdom, stable wisdom also of the heart. And you will be able to see that what really need to be done in the mind. You see what I mean? Like, oh, okay, this doesn't need to be, like I have to do nothing about these things. Like the fickle, lightweight thoughts, we start becoming clear they are not for me. They are just coming and going. Some very strong, clear thoughts, they are for me. Like, we are able to see the difference between these things also in the mind, that which thoughts are really for me and which are not for me. Very easily we are able to see, hey, these are just coming and going. And you will remain in the harmony even when in the mind. So thank you very nice.
Thank you so much to making these fundamentals, which are so fundamental and so helpful, therefore so clear and so easily clear. Thank you.
Thank you that you are joining and exploring with me. I feel that it is much easier to just share that life is one, God is one, everything is being done by God. It is much easier, like I can also do it. But I feel still enough energy in me to kind of break it down into smaller pieces, or create a bridge also between the truth which I live, the truth of my Lord, truth of my Guru, and the place where you are. I'm trying to create a bridge between these two places so that you can walk towards the truth of who you are, towards the Lord, towards the truth of the God. This is the region. I still have that kind of inspiration. And thank you for joining in this conversation. Your presence and your understanding and your expressions are helping a lot in this. Thank you. Because when you have understood this whole bridge, I feel many have understood already. Not just here, who are here, but those even not who are not here. Like the human consciousness has understood something. This is the power of our conversations. As you know, life is not so isolated really. what we are discussing is so much more impactful to the whole life than we think. We are not only resolving our confusions. Yeah, thank you for joining this beautiful work. Nice, thank you. Anna, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste ji.
Thank you for everything again, for a beautiful retreat, for the heart exercise that my daughter is accepting, which is very, very beautiful. And I have two things. One would be a sharing about the joy. So your introduction was very right on spot this morning again. And the other one would be a little request, but I will start with this sharing. So what I'm noticing, or what I have been noticing in the last week, is that the joy that I have been living for as long as I can remember is not a real joy. I could observe that it was just an identity, or like some kind of persona that came more as an escape or as a covering for from feeling the real feelings that are behind it. So it was mainly like here, like performing in the world, and the feelings that I could experience that are being covered by it mainly is like anger and irritation, but mainly like anger or something that is not right, but then it doesn't get expressed. It gets covered into this like sweet, how do they call it? Sugar coated, So I have been observing that, and yes, I think heart exercise helps a lot with that, and these, like what Miriam was just saying, these withdrawals all the time, so that so that the real can be experienced. Yes, and another interesting thing that I noticed with this fake joy is that it was needed. It was needed for as long as I have lived it, because it feels like, okay, what would have been the other choice? Would be like to fall in some depression, or to be dark, or like one of these people, so it was needed, and it's good that it was lived like that, but now it's time to slowly clean it up. So if you want to say something about it, and then
yes.
yes. Mm-hmm.
Basically, what you are saying in one sense is like a individual way. Like you, the soul, will live in the individual way or through the individual understandings until you discover your joy of being, until you discover your truth of being, and until your wisdom wakes up. No? So, which is basically the wisdom or the understanding of the individual is collective also in a way. Like when we suppress something inside us, it is mainly because it is not acceptable. The expression is not allowed. That's why we need to suppress, sugarcoat it. And it is, as you said correctly, it is like part of being in the life. Like we cannot really go wild or do something, not for long really. So everything is connected in one sense, and it is all right, I feel. But also you said that there was no other better way that time. No, there was no other better way to deal with this kind of anger or negative experiences in the heart. No? Negative experiences in the heart or anger are not really a real feelings. It is just energy not allowed to be expressed. Just that's all. That's all. So we should not give them meanings or names so much, because then again we are under the spell of the person only. No, allow this energy like a water to be flown out, not through expressions, but through some spiritual practices. Because otherwise that will again become a personal way. So try to understand the personal way or impersonal way are the ways in which or through which being lives, but you are the same being when living in the personal way or not in the personal way. No? So this heart exercise is to come back to the heart. Come back to the heart means come back to the joy of your being. And when you come back to the joy of your being, you should not be that time listening to your mind, which is saying that, all right, this is my time to let go of everything and do this or do that. Otherwise you will become just a hippie. No, not a good idea. So the joy of the heart, the light of the being should not be given in the hands of the person. Rather, you should withdraw yourself from being the person in the mind and drop into the heart of your being, drop into the joy, into the, into the harmony, where you don't really feel that I have to do something. As long as you are feeling I have to do something to be joyful, you have not come to the heart yet. You are joyful and not doing anything about anything. That's heart. No? And then many things will happen now. Not that you will do them so much. Like the purity that you will live in the heart will somehow internally become like a cleaning process, like a compelling force inside you, which will start cleaning up things, which will start expressing things out, not like talking to people, but expressing means like dissipating energies. No? And you can allow them. That's where Prabhat Shuddhi will come in, supporting activities will come in, to give them way, like creating some way for them to go out. No? Otherwise, you were supposed to express. Express means from the heart. No? Like freshly expressing, continuously freshly living, like living the fresh energy, expressing it from the heart into the mind, into the body, and you did not do it. That created a suffocation, contraction, and that is being translated by the mind now as many things, like depression or all of that. The experience of depression is true, which is more like contraction like this. But the regions where our mind is giving or connecting to it, not good for the soul that you are. For the person, yes. Because again, person is a stable state of believed in self. So the self that we believe ourselves to be is need a stability also there. That stability is attained through a framework of beliefs in the mind, no? And those beliefs should not be shaken actually if you want to continue living as a person. So that's all right. There's nothing wrong in that. But that's not going to give you this joy and freedom that you are longing for, no? So many beings are okay in correcting their belief system while remaining as a person in the mind only, no? And they are okay. They can just occasionally drop little bit out of it, just for few seconds, as Guruji say, like they tied a rope to their uh, waist, and then they drop and then catch the rope and get out of it again as soon as possible before you start forgetting who you are, no, as a person. So the thing is that everything that we think about life and know about life as a person is found to be not true when we encounter the truth of who we are. You see, as a person it is true, and it has its own place also in a way. Because when we are living as a person, we are supposed to live in a certain way, we are supposed to do certain things or not. And there they all are found to be reasonably correct or mostly correct, no? But as a soul, it's a very different life. As a soul, every one of us is so much more rich that we have no time. We don't need to, we have no time to complain about what happened. just utilizing this moment fully to express more and more and more and more. Like bringing out that joy of your being into your mind, into your body, and blessing everything of your body, mind, and life with that beauty. You will not have time for anything else. No? Like what happened, this and that. That all was a small model of person you were living in. No, you see what I'm saying? Like you used to have, like the water was given to you mm, in small bottles of half liter, and total, like 10 bottles you were given per day, like this, and you had to do everything, washing dishes, cleaning floors, and then taking shower and everything, out of this, and drinking water also. Now you have unlimited water. You will really get used to of it slowly. Otherwise, still we have that kind of old habit. In the in the dairy farming, they have a one of the biggest challenges cleaning the floor, where cows and buffaloes are living. And there are many approaches they take, automated or manual. And one of the best approach they have found is water, like a water stream. They flow, and it just cleans everything, like this. As you will allow this water of your joy to be released from inside, to be expressed towards outside, it's going to clean everything anyway. And do you really want to keep an account of all those things? Was it this anxiety? Was it depression? Was it this? No. Would you like to? And why? For what reason? Do you see what I'm saying? If you feel, please say anything. Meaning, if I missed something, I have pointed out in an incorrect direction, as per your understanding, please tell me.
No, it feels more like not just that I was given a limited amount of water. Maybe it was like that before, but since recently, it was more like this joy, this fake joy, was taking water. It was taking energy in order to play it, and somehow, it was not. I could not see it.
Yeah.
But
Yes,
now it's seen.
this is very good. What you are saying is very, very good. So try to see it. This is already proving many things. Like it is establishing many truths when you are saying this. That this fake joy was taking energy from me. So this me means you are truth, and you actually have energy already. You have joy already. But just you are not living directly the joy that you have and the truth that you are. You are giving all your energy and joy to a model, to a dream of an individual self. And that was deciding that what is the time for joy and what is the time for suffering, what is the time for happiness and what is the time for depression or anxiety. No? And you suddenly started waking up that what the hell, I have the whole thing totally free for me. Why I need to go through these beliefs of the person? No. Like, is there a time where you should be joyful and time where you should not be joyful? Actually not. And joy is not like a laughing, hey, hey. No, joy is your very nature, where you don't feel any sense of lack, where you don't feel any sense of incompletion, where you don't feel any sense of disharmony. No. This is the taste of being. No. You just feel complete, like always, alive, breathing, looking, talking, and complete. No. Is it something special? Actually, it is out of this world in a way. But not so special in itself, because it is so much of it. It's like whole of it. Whole of you is made of this joy. Whole of you is made of the joy. No? How much of you is living how much of yourself? Is what is deciding how much joy you are feeling at any point of time. In this case, you who is going to live is the consciousness or attention caught up in the old model of person. Who will be lived is the true self that you are in the heart, no? The being that you are. No? So that's all. Thank you. You can go ahead now.
Just one last thing, how I can call this identity. It was more like fake it until you make it. You know this expression?
It is very true, actually. Um, because we don't know any other way of being happy in our life, that we pretend to be happy. And we think, and in this pretending to be happy, little bit of happiness comes from the joy, no? From the heart, no? And that is what we taste and we feel, I'm okay with this. This much is okay, no? But once you discover the true happiness of the heart, you will not be okay with fake it model, no? No, I want the real thing, no? Real unity, like you feel that, if you don't completely, if it is not completely, if you are not completely unhooked from from being that person that you were when you come to the heart, you have not come to the heart fully. Here just one thing remains. And of course, you can put an alarm. I always say when I share my meditation that put an alarm, because once it succeeds, you may totally forget about time. So put an alarm, okay, continue with your daily life, practical life, it's totally fine. And what has happened is that as if we got caught up in this fake fake way of doing everything. However, the original was available. We just now have forgotten somehow that that we can go back there. Like it looks like too much to go back there. It's okay to just settle here. Like what is the point? Let me just continue here. You know what I mean? Some have thought like this. And so in satsang we are declaring, I'm declaring continuously that you have energy to go back to that model, and it is worth going back, totally worth going back there. It is just pure wastage of life to live in this fake way of experiencing joy. Like a mother of a newborn baby asking her already, present child who is like 4, 5 year, 6 year, that isn't this baby cute, like beautiful? He said no, it's ugly. So simple. And we will, oh wow, so beautiful. Children are beautiful, but in a different way maybe. Yeah. And this child who is saying, no, it's not actually. And we have lost that innocence in a way, somehow, somewhere. And we don't need to exercise it in relation to other people. But by faking, by pretending, we have started living this with ourselves also. When we go home, when we are alone, let's say, when there is no other relative, family member or anybody, even then we continue being that exact same person, which we are with others. No, here you can put your mask away, and look into the mirror. What is this mirror? Just sit, don't do anything. Do this heart breathing. With every heart breathing, this is like for modern people actually. This heart breathing is for modern people, no? That come home after work, just do heart breathing so that you can come back to the truth of who you are, to the joy of your being, out of this office of the mind. No? With every incoming breath, you come in the heart where your breath is coming in. But when the breath goes out, don't go out. You just remain here. You just leave yourself here. Don't go out now with the breath. Let the breath go out, but you don't go out. And then when the next breath come in, you will still feel there is a scope for me to still come in more. Like some more of myself is left out there in the mind, and more of you come back now. Every incoming breath, you come in the heart, remain in the heart, but don't go out of the heart now when the breath is going out. Let the breath go out. Now the breath will go alone. When the breath comes in, you and the breath come in the heart. When the breath goes out, let the breath go alone. Like breathing in. You just remain here. Even you can touch the center of your body, like heart, like this. It's a reference. It's not literally something called heart, which I'm not talking about some heart that we mostly talk about in different contexts. I'm talking about the center of the being, It is like a reference we are using, and it is appropriate to use it like this for me. I feel you. And you are just coming out of that thing called mind and being a person and having relative expressions and so on. No? Now this is home. You have come home. You have reached home. Now you need to come home also. No? So we have reached home physically, but we have not come home really when we physically reach home. This is the way to actually come home now after that. So that you can live that joyfulness of your being. Where the actions and their results are not going to bring joy. Joy is before any action. Joy is um, before any result of the actions. No? Like this. It's a simple thing. It's a very simple thing. But it is so powerful that once understood. Like, what is this inner talking going on inside our mind? Is it not one person talking to another person? Is it not true? Now it doesn't matter who is who, which one you are and which one the other, doesn't matter really. But this talking goes on. This is the functioning of the mind where it is because of not able to function well in a stable manner, it is trying to kind of fill in the blanks, trying to connect the dots, resolve the unresolved. No, this is mind's functioning. It has nothing to do with you. Leave your mind alone. Come in the heart. Live the joy of your being. But as long as our mind is working, we keep working with it. You see what I'm saying? That's not really necessary. So as if mind decides that when we should work in the mind and when we should not. No? Your wisdom of the heart, you should decide. No? When is the time to work in the mind, think about it, or when not. Think or feel emotions also. This joy is not emotions. Emotions are not heart. Just to be very clear. Because many people think that this emotionality is heart. For me, no. Emotionality mostly is egoic, stickiness of the ego. No? So very good, thank you. Go ahead now.
If I can put it as a scale, like where the heart would be the middle, and why it was, how it was selling itself, this energy, it was selling itself as being something higher, you know, something like being high on life, being higher, being more godly or something like that. And this is why it was being bought for so long. Because the heart, it seemed like, but there is something that's even higher than from when I'm just being in the peace, in the space of the heart.
I understand,
Just
yes,
as
yes,
one
yes.
last, yes.
Understand,
But it's,
understand, yeah. We need to understand that anything which is higher is deeper also. So if you can keep this checkpoint with you, everyone can, if we can keep this checkpoint with us, that anything which is higher, let's say there is something higher than heart, and there is something that is you, the pure being, when you are knowing yourself. This knowing yourself is higher than living in the heart. But this is deeper also, not only higher. So whatever is higher is deeper also. If it is not deeper, if it is only higher, then it is egoic. It is the imagination of the individual self. Because the individual self is afraid of the depth. Remember this. It is afraid of the self. Depth, oh my God, depth, oh, I don't know, darkness or something. The self is not.
so here comes my request, if possible. So in noticing all of that, I could also see that very rarely I have this space of like, which feels like sitting in myself, like sitting in the heart, like almost like with a heavy weight that is like very comfortable and sitting. And that reflects in life, like when then coming out, it feels like almost like little beasts come and want piece of you, and the time chase, for example, also like constantly being in some time, never enough time, and always like not being fast enough, and because there is never this like deep sitting in this. So this request, or maybe you can just say if I'm on the right track here, would be, so how this was being higher, it's like what you said, this would be going deeper, or like sitting deeper. If this heart meditation is enough, or if there is something else that can be done so that this experience, which I know if I stay, for example, longer in Sahaja, I know this space, but very often like coming back to the big city and doing work and running from one place to the next, it gets somehow, it fades. And I'm very much longing for it, because it feels very safe also.
Oh. Uh, what I feel can be done, like heart meditation or this heart breathing, is more than enough. But just sitting meditation and just seeing are also very useful. And we need to understand them again and again. No? Because the more deeper we go, the more our wisdom wakes up of the heart, of the soul, the more easily or more clearly we can understand what need to be done and how, where we are going wrong anyway also, where we are missing something also. So just sitting basically is a effortless state of the being, or trying to be effortless, in the sense that already you have declared, or already you have given up all the effort that you are making, but also you are carrying a vigilance, alertness inside you to scan internally that am I making any effort right now? And that making any effort will include and will highlight the restlessness we have. Like we are not settling so much here. We are still kind of in a raid, like quickly we are trying to get out of it, into the mind or into the activity or like this. And this is going to resolve certain things here. Not that you will fully settle here and will never come out of it. Not no such thing happens. Like no such thing happens without your permission. No? Only when you will fully agree to it, then you will be able to settle here fully. So this just sitting meditation can be like a way to check that am I doing well? Am I sitting in my heart or not? And then will come a time when you will be able to actually sit nicely in the heart, in your being. And you will just see the mind, its functioning, and the life it is offering to you, like individual, the story of the individual, and everything is in front of you anyway, inside you. But you are not mixed with it, you are not living it at all, you are just looking at it. This is what is just seeing. No? Just seeing is the seeing by you. You are sitting in the heart, you are looking at the mind. Mind being everything. It's thoughts, feelings, emotions, story, past, present, future. All of it is mind. And there will be a correction that will happen. Like every time you will sit like this, in just seeing or in just sitting or in both. In both the cases, it will be highlighted that how much, for example, we have a fear of losing ourselves into this joy of being, into the emptiness of being, into the spaciousness of being. That 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 joy lives inside us unconsciously, and that's why we are not able to leave ourselves or relax here sufficiently. And which is okay. It's a very individual call. Everybody has to take, no? But there is a correction that happens here. Correction in the sense that there is a non-essential, unnecessary fear, which is totally false, and that falls away here. Then you are able to relax much more. You know, you will be able to come back into the mind and perform very well, while you can settle much more here. And that much more is what is going to continue correcting itself in a way, like this. And this correction is going to correct many things in the mind functioning also. There also it will highlight that many things are going on there unnecessarily. I am doing them. I don't need to do them, attend them, or like so many of things of the mind, we just don't need to attend them. Neither we don't need to attend them, And we should also not be attending them in one sense if we understand how mind works. Mind works by attending. The more you attend, the more it is there. If you don't attend, it is not there. Our attention is the energy or the life that we are giving to anything. The more we give attention or we attend anything inside the mind, the more and longer it will live. No? Not only it will live, it will invite all its friends and family also of the similar nature. Like the similar nature of thoughts and feelings will start coming more and more, like this. And once it is understood, you will start ignoring things like, these are not for me, these are not for me, because you want them to be less and less in your life now, in your mind now. They cannot be directly in our life when they are in the mind, but they are they come in the way whenever we look at life, because we look at life through mind. To look at life through senses, we need to go through the mind. And whenever we look at life through the senses, mind mixes things. A sadness, for example, is felt when you are looking at life. Why? Why there should be a sadness mixed, no? You see what I mean? Or a certain overly happiness or something, excitement or something is a kind of mixed like this, for example. So thank you. I think that's all I would like to say, that nothing else need to be done, just the same thing need to be corrected more. Because it is not really that nobody has to really give up anything. Like we don't have to give up, like let go of anything in that way that, oh, I'm going to lose something. Nobody loses anything. But when you will see the ignorance, when you will see that which is not giving you anything, will it be called losing it, giving it up, or letting it go? It will be called just simply not doing it. No? Like as soon as you will see you are holding cockroaches in your hand, under the belief that I have diamonds, no? When you will open, what you will do? You will be running all over the place, and they will be running all over the place. No, that's what will happen. So thank you. Yes, that's very good, very good. Nobody else is talking right now. Then we also have a nice opportunity to maybe you can live live, no? In a live manner we can live right now. That like don't impose, let us not impose sitting in our heart. This cannot be done, because this is the way of the person. We are imposing things on us, like let me force myself to do it. Meditation cannot be done. Meditation is the last thing that should be tried in this way of the person, to force things, no? Or sitting in the heart, no? So try this right now. Like do exactly what you wanted to do and check right now. Because please understand, everyone, light of satsang, the vibration in satsang is something very, very useful for everyone. It is something very impersonal that's somehow pouring into this space of satsang for the duration of satsang, no? For us. It is like pure grace, and we can use it very well. Like let us try what we want to try alone, meditation and knowing of ourselves. Let us try here, and we will get to see it much more clearly. So don't discard your mind. Nothing in your mind is useless now. No, just for 5 minutes we do like this. Nothing in your mind is useless. Nothing in your mind is already useful. Like, so no opinion about mind. Basically no opinion about everything, because everything is mind, inside us. So let's not hold any opinion about anything inside us. Let's just keep breathing in the heart. And every time breathing in, bring yourself into the heart. With the breath which is coming in, come back into the heart more. Feel yourself that, yes, I am in the heart. And be a witness. Be present in the heart when the breath is going out of the heart. Let the breath go out of the heart, where you don't go out. You just remain here. what we are doing is that we are trying to live in the heart, in the being, in the joy, not closed, not drunk with something, very sober, very simple, very present, very conscious, very intelligent, very wise. Just don't let this decision be countered by anything. You know, there is a mind and thoughts and feelings and our engagement, and we are trying to go there and think and everything. That's okay. But don't let anything pull you or change your decision about sitting in the heart. Just don't let anything change it. Just for few minutes, no, 2 minutes. Every incoming breath, you come in the heart. And when the breath is going out, you don't go out. You just remain in the heart. And you just keep doing it with every breath, and more of you is coming back into the heart from the mind, from the ego state. No? Now that you are here, now that you are living in the heart, in the being, now you can check anything. Like generally what is happening is that we are looking at the heart or the experience in the heart through the eyes of mind. I am saying settle in the heart for 2-3 minutes, then look at your mind through the wisdom, through the intelligence of your heart, which is the wisdom of the being, which is holistic wisdom, which is the non-dual wisdom. Wisdom of the mind is dualistic wisdom, no? Objective wisdom, no? This holistic wisdom versus dualistic wisdom, no? This is what is going on. Look at your mind from the holistic wisdom of your heart, non-dual wisdom of your heart, and you will be very appropriate in things that, okay, this has to be done. I have to attend practical life, I have to attend this and that, and many things, many thoughts, feelings which are just there in the mind and are not serving any purpose. They are just exposed to you very easily now. Hey, they are not serving anything. I don't need to do anything about them. Because beloved, please understand everyone, our life is not really to suffer, but to express and extend the joy of our heart into the body, mind and into this life. Life is not a search for joy. Joy is already in our heart always. Life is a canvas to paint using the joy of our heart, using the colors of our heart. No? When we are living the joy of our heart, mind cannot fool us in the sense that we cannot be fooled by the wisdom of the mind, which is the dualistic wisdom. No? Dualistic wisdom is where the complete truth is not there in one light ever. Always parts of the truth are seen, one at a time. And that creates a lot of confusion, and our decisions are going wrong continuously because of that. We are not able to choose truth. We are not able to choose joy. We are not able to choose stable clarity, understanding. So there are many things which will happen in the body, for example, no? Like you cannot immediately eat food and digest it, for example. It will take time, right? In the mind also there are many processing that will take time. Like if you have to think about something, let's say planning, data processing, and it like basically thinking is a data processing in one sense. No? That will take time also. But beyond that, you should not take time for being who you are. You should not take time for living the truth of who you are, because this does not require time and does not take time. It is immediate. Truth is immediate. No? That the flow of time is not as immediate. It is immediate, but it is also regarding that growth and change. No? But your truth is immediate. You should not accept that it is going to be tomorrow. I'm going to be myself tomorrow, or this joy will be tomorrow joy. No, it is a today joy. If it is not today joy, you need to get out of mind a little bit more. This example of that when your shoe is stuck in the mud and you feel like singing a song or whistling, then remember the spring has come, is very correct actually. No? When we are able to live the joy of our heart, it is like a spring. It's not like, oh, I solved my problems. No, problems are still there, but you are too happy to be unhappy through the problems anymore. You know, like you are too happy now. You are too joyful to suffer. You see what I mean? So which version you would like? You would like to be moderately happy when problems are solved, or you would like to be so too happy to suffer from anything anymore in this life? Find out. This is the choice of remaining in the heart, in the being, or going back in the personal or individual self-identity. No? Here we have harmony of the wholeness, because this is the non-dual wisdom, non-dual being. No? In the mind we have disharmony, which we are trying to patch up in one way or the other continuously. No? Or color also, like color is also. Like the color of harmony is green, let's say, and some other color, grey color, is disharmony, and there are many grey areas inside us, and we are just trying to color them with the, with the green. No, don't do that. Let us face the disharmony so that we can appreciate the harmony. So thank you. I think it's good. Harleen, you want to say something?
Hi, Rajee.
Hello.
I just wanted to talk for a couple minutes to you. I mean, you have told me before that that there is no stability in my search or clarity. Sometimes I feel that in this search, it might be more beneficial if we pull ourselves out of our practical lives for an extended period of time. It could be 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month, and that's when it sort of happens that if there is failure to happen here, then life में तो यही करना है खाली. So I know यहाँ पे भी मेरी understanding में it's false, but I just thought if there's anything you could say.
What do you mean by that? The life में तो यही करना है. Like, what do you mean by this? Like meaning life as usual. Like we have to suffer anyway in this life.
नहीं, if a failure happens there, then this is what we are left with to go about doing our search and finding who we are and getting deeper into this peace and more silence.
I understand. See, in one sense, what you are saying is true, and or this is what I have understood. The essence of what you are saying is that ultimately everybody is going to know one day who we are. No, like there is no one who can escape, and it is true. No one can escape knowing the truth of who we are. No one can escape being awake. No, one day. So, is it urgent for you? If it is urgent for you, you need to do something about it. If it is not urgent, you don't need to do anything, because all the rivers are going towards the ocean only anyway. All the souls are moving towards God only, Supreme Soul only. No? So then you don't need to do anything. No? Why somebody need to do something? Why it is urgent for some beings? You know, why? Have you thought about it? So the more we think about it, the more we become clear about it, the more stable understanding we have about it, the better actually. Like, who will do it? I will do it or God will do it, you know. Let's be clear about it. Because just keep talking about it that He will do it and keep suffering that why He is not doing it. is not going to make you happy. If you are happy, it's fine, no? But if you are not happy, you need to do something about it. Or you should consider doing something about it. This is the point. So, try to understand one thing. The truth and fiction, truth or imagination, you can say in a way, no? So the fiction is what is confusing us, causing us confusion. Truth is not causing any confusion. When you are not happy, when you are really not happy, and then you really want to be happy, and then real happiness also is possible and happens. But as long as we keep living with the fiction of happiness, that, like we believe that, like there was a like old story we heard in our childhood, that there was a like two rich men, no? One rich man, Nawab, no, like man goes to another rich man, and they were both friends, very good friends, and yeah, they were, they had this habit of consuming opium, no? So they will feel a little bit, kind of intoxication. And then in the night he says, okay, I have to go now back to my house, which is just 1 kilometer, 2 kilometers from here. So in the night he is going, the host says that you better take a lamp, otherwise you will stumble upon things and you may fall in ditch or something. He said, okay. And whole day, whole path, whole journey, when he was walking home, he was saying, thank God, my friend gave me this, because it's really very dark. And next day, a messenger or servant comes from the host to the guest house. That, sir, last night by mistake, my master gave you a bird cage in place of a lamp. Please return it because we need to feed the bird. It was a bird cage, but believed by the drunk man to be a lamp, and that lamp was giving light also. Please consider this example. It's a really very important example for spiritual seekers. Your believed in clarity is not going to bring joy. Real clarity only will. Even at the mind level, there is so much joy felt when clarity is there. Like when the dots connect. So there is no need for the spiritual beings to believe things. We need to actually encounter them and face them and see them as they are. There is no one who is poor in this existence created by the Supreme Being. There is no soul who is poor. There are persons, poor or rich, but there is no soul who is sent in the poor state. Every soul is sent with a treasure. If the soul is not wanting or not living that treasure, soul need to do something about it. That treasure is the joy in the heart, the truth of the being in the heart. No? We need to just uncover it and keep uncovering it. No? And you will totally forget about what you were searching for. Until then, we are just searching for something and we don't know what. Until we discover the joy of our being, the truth of our own being, we are searching for something and we don't know what we are really searching for. No? This is my point of view. Please say anything if you want.
No, I agree with you. Believing that we have clarity isn't going to bring about joy.
Believing that I'm not thirsty right now is not going to bring water also to you. Or believing that I'm thirsty is also not going to bring water to you. It is the thirst which brings the water to you. Or it is the thirst which brings you to the water also. No? Not the belief of the thirst. No? Belief of the thirst takes us to a believed in water also. No? And if that meeting is happiness for you is fine. Which is what is living in the mind as a person, that the water is also believed in, not true, and thirst is also not true. Spirituality is for those people who are really thirsty now, beyond the belief of thirst, for joy, for truth, for happiness, for real life. Because life is real. Body is temporary, but real, no? Breath is temporary, but real, no? You are real and not temporary. You are not temporary, really. You just have to discover this, no? You don't have to go anywhere to discover this permanent being that you are. You just need to come back here where you are. You just need to come back in the body. Just need to come out of mind. No? So mind is a state in which we are caught up, not a place. No? You just need to come back to the true state of being. And for that, breath is very valuable. You know, it's like this. Why I insist on stable understandings? Why I insist on continuous joy? Because these two things are not available, present in that state of hypnosis where we are as a person. And if anybody wants to get out of it, we can rely on one or both of them. You know, to get out of the ego state, get out of the hypnosis of the person, we can rely on one or both. One at a time or both at the same time. Stable understanding of the mind and the continuous joy in the heart. The ego state cannot create a fake version of it. Mind cannot create a fake version of it. Like it cannot create continuous joy, for example. It can create sense of joy, false joy, but not continuous. So if you use this, you will be disillusioned very quickly, like dehypnotized very quickly. We are like as if we are in a state of hypnosis continuously. It's just sitting, not doing anything. It's really to break the hypnosis, not really to give us anything else in the beginning. No? And in the hypnosis, we are continuously trying to do something, I have to do something. I have to attend something. I'm feeling this. I'm anxiety. I'm feeling fear. I'm feeling this. No? This you who is feeling all of this. What is your taste of being? Have you considered that? Because anybody who discovers and lives the taste of our own being totally becomes disillusioned from this kind of impulses and doesn't want to attend them anymore. Because you are discovering and living the joy of your being now, which is a continuous joy. And from here, living life is harmonious. Harmonious means not really in the dualistic way that I have to do this, I have to choose this. No, not this model. This is a model of ego. There is a model of being also, which is a different model of living life. Like you apparently still think, you apparently still talk, you apparently still take decisions, but somehow as if you know internally that no, I'm being guided in some way, internally from something else. And continuously you find it to be the most harmonious way of living life, where things are being done, but you are not breaking out of joy anymore. You remain in the joy continuously. In this picture, when we are not living in the heart, when we are not living from the heart, we are actually not living. It is said like this. Someone who is not living their truth, actually they are not living. Because we are just living in a hypnosis, in a dreaming, no? Internal dreaming about things. We are not living the things, we are living about them. Do you see the difference? You can live this chai, or you can live about it, no? You know, about it means thinking about it, no? Feeling about it. Feeling about it also. Why not feeling it? Why we need to feel about it? We need to feel about it in the mind. Feeling about this chai does not require the real chai. But feeling the chai requires the real chai. You see what I mean? In the same way, feeling life will require the real life, like a real tree, real, animal, like bird or, cat or dog. But to feel about it in the mind, when it is not there, we can very conveniently think and feel about it, isn't it? So ego model is living in the mind, living from the mind things which are actually not there. Or even if they are there, they are not correlated. They are not really corresponding in the immediacy of this moment. They are more disconnected. They were seen by us in some way, captured by our senses and the mind. And now we are just kind of living it. Like we have eaten a lot, now we are just chewing it internally, almost not eating fresh. You see, the way of the being is very different. And in between these two is the way of the heart, actually, I feel, where you can still live a very wonderful life as a person, as individual self, but not in the personal way, but in the way of the heart. Like that. Meditation is for those people. So thank you, I think it's good. Thank you. But if you feel you are not clear, please talk. Because this is the time to talk, no? Don't accept what I am saying. Understand and express, and if something is not clear.
No, I think it helped.
Fine then. Thank you. So is there anyone who would like to be joyful right now? Anyone who would like to live the truth of the being right now? No? Because right now is the thing to be understood. Like we need to really face that why we are not living the joy of the being, truth of the being right now. This we need to face basically. This is that part where we need to be aware. We need to be aware not of the mind, but of ourself attending the mind. Why we need to be aware of it, no? You see my point? We don't need to be aware of the mind. We need to be aware of ourselves attending the mind continuously in a state of hypnosis. No? So, being aware of mind does anything to the mind. It does something to us. It highlights the hypnosis in which we are compulsively attending the mind. So, anybody would like to break this hypnosis right now? This is my point. No?
Thank you so much, Ji. It is a very beautiful invitation. So, Ji, playing the role of in life, and we forgot who we are. So, I want to live my own myself, and same time play the role also, because during when I play the role I don't want to forget myself, so I need your guidance or your help in this
So
direction.
basically it is a very simple thing that need to be done here, is that you need to know yourself. Know yourself means you need to know the actor that you are, who is going to play the roles, isn't it? Or who is playing the roles, isn't it? Like you need to know yourself separate from the roles, isn't it? That's what you need to do. So what are the roles? Where are the roles right now? Are you playing any role right now, for example? Let me check with you. Like let's begin like this. Are you playing any role right now? Because there is a very high possibility that even being a spiritual seeker is a role that we are playing without knowing.
It's true, Ji. Yes, I am sitting here as a seeker and want to know myself. So, as a seeker, but I am here.
Yeah.
So.
So this is like a shortcoming in a way, like a inherited mistake coming from the person. Like we have inherited it from the person, no? That I need to be a somebody in order to know who I am. You don't need to be anybody at all here. The more you are not anybody, the better it is. Being anybody means being in the role. Not being anybody means not being in any role. Okay? So don't touch any content of the any role, like content being the thoughts and feelings and memory. Any role that you have played right now, so far, no? Don't touch anything connected to any roles. Or can we say don't touch anything connected to any past, no? Because past is connected to either the roles, the memory of in the mind, no, is connected to the past, no? What happened? If you experienced yourself, the pure being or the actor, no? Do you need that memory? You don't need, no? So don't touch anything of the past, of the memory, of the roles, no? Whether it is a feeling, check, is this feeling connected to any role? If you know it is connected to any role, don't touch it. If you know it is not connected to any role, also don't touch it. Basically, don't touch anything now. And for that, you need to be here, isn't it? You cannot be somewhere else right now to not touch anything. You cannot be in your relaxed state right now. You cannot be in your, expanded or lost state right now, isn't it? You need to be in your present state right now. Present state means being present here. The more present you are here, where the thoughts and feelings are, the better. But not touching them. No. So you don't need to be running away from the thoughts and feelings. If you are running away from them, you are running towards them actually. Because they are all over the place in a circle. No? You see what I mean? Run away from them or run towards them is exactly same thing. Running away from thoughts and feelings is worse than running towards them. Because when we are running towards thoughts and feelings, we know them, that we are running towards them. But when we are running away from them, we believe that I am free from them, while we are not. It is just a state or experience created by the same mind and feelings, where we feel I am free from it now. Don't do that, okay? So don't touch anything means what? How you are doing it right now, if you are able to do it, or if you are not able to do it, tell me what is the challenge.
I want to check what I am doing is right or wrong. So I am just not paying attention to anywhere, and just feeling like, I can say, just feeling some center, or like all.
Meaning you are feeling some center or trying to feel some center? Like, are you making effort to feel some center, or are you just effortlessly feeling it?
Effortlessly, yeah.
That's okay, because it is your being, no? Your being is kind of a centeredness that is felt anyway. So that's very good. So continue feeling this which effortlessly you are feeling about yourself. But don't become frozen right now, because this is not the time to be frozen. Because frozenness may be a approach of the personal state for not living certain things when we don't want to live them. No? But this is not the need for of the soul, no? That you are. You need to know what you are not in order to know what you are. And for that, that which you are not has to be present here and alive in you and flowing in you, no? You see? So don't run away from thoughts and feelings. But live and understand, like it, learn the way of the being here. What is the way of the being? The way of the being is that if you don't want, you can choose not to touch anything. Okay? So learn this right now, that I don't want to touch anything right now. And everyone, please understand, it is very joyful. It's the most joyful activity we are doing right now. It's not like, oh my God, what to do? Don't do that, please. That's not at all necessary. It's most supremely joyful activity. When you will be doing alone, I know we go through a lot of disturbance or confusions also, like apparent sense of detachment and so on, stress and all. But here, everything is absolutely joyful here. Yeah. So learn, like remember, I'm reminding you, the soul, has a power that you can choose to not touch anything. And your hypnosis of living in these things is calling you and pulling you that no, I don't have this power. So I'm just, stay with me, in this listening, in this guiding, A sense of sleep will come, heaviness will come in the end when you will not touch any thought, any feeling ever, like totally, in this time. Then finally the heaviness will come, like this kind of feelings will come. Don't touch that also. Basically, do one single thing, don't move. If you move, you touch. If you don't move, you don't touch. No? You see? So it is the movement of the soul that you are makes you a doer, thinker, decision maker in relation to doing, thinking, decision making. No? If you don't move, you are not a decision maker, you are not a thinker, you are not a doer right now. Yeah, you see what I mean? then what you are when you are not moving. This is the being. No? This is the being that you are. No? And this knowledge is very fundamental. This knowledge is an eye-opener. This will not survive like you think. It will, however, totally survive in you. It will not be lost. Like it survives in the being itself, the undivided being. It will not be experienced by you when you will move. It will be only recovered in a way or remembered by you again when you will choose to not move for some time again. No? So don't try to hold on to it. You don't need to. You just live it. Live the truth. No? And like this, slowly you are discovering many things which are moving inside us. And yet you are not moving in relation to them. Yeah? Like this is what is in a way letting go of your movement in relation to what is moving inside you. Let what is moving inside you move, but you don't move now. No? Like this is a journey from person to the soul, to the being. No? And then from the being to the higher also, no? Where there is just a stillness. Nothing has ever moved here. No? There are very high chances that you will very naturally feel yourself as a witness of your own body, mind and thinking and talking also. No? This awareness, fundamental awareness is always present and naturally here always. As soon as you come here, as soon as you drop into the truth of yourself, in this unmoving self that you are, this awareness wakes up or gets activated and noticed by you. Like, hey, it's a very different kind of thing going on. I'm talking, thinking and everything, but I'm not talking and thinking or anything. I'm witness of all of this talking and thinking and everything. So don't be surprised. You are very easily going to experience this fundamental awareness of the self here. Fundamental awareness of the self works in two directions. One, it is aware of everything equally without attachment. Equally means aware of everything means thought, feelings, body, mind, its individuality and thinking and thinker both. This awareness is aware of the thinking and thinker both at the same time. If there is any thinker felt at that time, doer and doing both at the same time. And this fundamental awareness is aware of itself also, like, it is aware of it, the self that you are also. So we are trying to come to that fundamental awareness of the self right now by not moving. Or where we are coming is this fundamental self or this fundamental awareness of the self. No? Yeah. So would you like to report anything now, or like give some feedback?
Slowly, all movement, all vibration is like dropping into somewhere, like there is nothing is moving, that I noticed.
Yeah. Actually, all those vibrations are there. They are not. They have not stopped. If they had stopped, your body will not exist really. Your mind will not exist really. Slowly, we will understand what exactly body mind is. No, it's a movement, continuous movement. If it is not, things are not moving, you are not surviving. You will not survive. So they are all still moving. Everything is still moving the way they were moving. You have just dropped out of that relation, that connection, that level. It's nice.
It's like they are moving, but that something is very unmoving surrounding that.
I mean, this is okay.
It's
We don't need to define it so much right now because our mind is not stable yet to define it well. And it is going to redefine itself anyway. Just try to get the essence of it. Try to live the truth of it rather than defining it so much. No? Stick to the choice that I will not move right now. And this includes the sense that I should not move or I should move. No, choose neither to move nor to not move. No. This is what is truly not moving. No, you see what I'm saying? Even when we choose, I will not move now, it is a choice we are making and we are moving. So making a choice or moving is same thing. You see, try to refine this understanding of unmoving. Try to refine this understanding by living right now that I choose to not move now. Adopt the way, learn the way of the being. How being chooses not to move. It's a very effortless way. It doesn't have any side effects of it. That okay, now the opposite of it will come. No. No, you just simply enter into the stillness of being. This is what happens when you are ready right now to learn the way of the being. You just simply enter into the stillness of being, where you are not choosing or anything. You are just remaining. No? Yeah. So I think it's good, no? Thank you. Please continue. Your freedom is as close to you as this choice that you exercise that okay, I'll not move right now for some time. Although that mind is there, thoughts are there, that story and personal life is there, but you are not feeling it no, right now. And this will give you something very fundamental. It will give you a clarity about who you are. It will give you back the true center that we have. No? It will give us back that true center that we have. Right now our mind has become our center, which is not really true center. It is a relative center, you know. Relative center can never give us the right, that absoluteness which is necessary for making decisions in life. You see what I mean? Like we are making relative choices always, not the absolute choices. They are available from the heart only. Absolute choices can be made from the heart only. What I call longing actually is that place from where we make actual choices. Relative to life, but absolute in the context of the individual, no? Individual soul, no? Like pure decisions are made here, which don't go against each other, by the way. Other people and no, they don't go against life. Personal decisions are continuously going against each other or bringing disharmony in our life. The decisions from the heart, from the soul, they are never bringing any disharmony to life. Rather, they are bringing out the harmony of the being more in life. No? You see? So we are good, no? Thank you. It's very simple, but it is very immediately possible also. It is so rewarding, this simple practice of choosing to not move is so rewarding actually. Even if you don't succeed, like if you succeed, jackpot. If you don't succeed, still there are many prizes here. Always there are many prizes here, always. Like you will get to see why I am moving, like more clearly. Mind, how it works, what is mind, how I get, hypnotized by it or compelled by it, all of that, more and more. Thank you. That's good. Deepa, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee.
Namaste.
So, as per my experience, the truth was always there. The clarity was always there in front of me. But my emotional wounds were actually clouding the judgment. And, I was acting out of it. And when I remained silent in the moment, the healing itself happened, and again the truth is revealed, and then I'm like, okay, I know this is truth. Now I don't have to fight it again. So is it right, or like?
Oh yeah, yes.
So it's like it's working itself. I don't need to do anything. I really don't need to do anything. The moment I do things, I am falling out of things. I'm falling out of place.
Very, very beautiful what you are saying. Is very, very beautiful, very true. Like I'm feeling so happy to hear this from you. No? The thing is that the sense of individual self, the sense of the doer inside us, is not really the ultimate authority which is doing everything. It is more happening in the system, not that it is the user of the system ultimately. The user of the system is something higher than the body mind. That is the soul and the supreme soul ultimately, who is guiding or giving direction to the soul through the longing, no? Through that intuition. No? So it is the harmony unfolding itself. It is the harmony trying to unfold itself and bring everything into harmony. No? When you said, as you said, when I, under the spell of, under the hypnosis of wounds, when I try to heal them, they are not healed. Actually, they kind of create more wounds. No? When you don't try to heal anything, you just choose to just become still for some time, like not moving. Still means not frozen, but just not moving, not touching anything. Like you are giving chance for the being, for the heart, pure heart, not the emotional heart, but the pure heart. You are giving chance for the being to heal. No? Heal what? Heal the wounds? No. Heal itself. Itself in the sense that the being that you are is living in the memory of suffering. And you get recovered from the memory into the truth that yes, it is true that memory is not nice, like what happened was not nice, really it was very painful, no? But my nature is joyful. So memory was painful, or the memory of painful experience versus the experience of the being which is joyful. And this joyful is not only just joyful. What you, Miriam, said is creativity also. Creativity means like this is the life force. It is life energy. It heals everything. It removes everything that need to be removed, correct everything that need to be corrected. It brings everything back to its more complete state. No? Like it opens the, it breaks the seeds. It opens the buds. And also, it causes the flowers to fall back to the dust. No? Like it just trying to speeds up the completion of the processes, of the circles. No? While because of living in the ego state, we are frozen, like we are forcing things to be, like, you know, like we are registering to that wisdom of the being to heal, to complete things. No? Like we are not giving chance to the being to function here. Otherwise, it's like trying to heal completely everything, no? In a way. That's why those who start living in the present don't have to subscribe to any other services of the personal life, personal mind and all. No? Like this service takes care of all the other services. You see, like every day, trying to heal everything in the morning. That's why in the morning you will be slow. Slow means what? It is the consciousness trying to heal itself, correct many things. It's a very fundamental insight that you have come to know. I'm very happy about it. Life is kind of working itself out. We need to give chance to it. Longing is that central place from where it is intuitively guiding us, like giving us a direction. Mind is that place where we feel ourselves, find ourselves to be individual self and responsible in ways, and also suffering from life in a way. In this picture of wounds, no wounds, the one who is experiencing the wounds, is this one real? If this one can be sure that I am real, and still it says that wounds are real, then something can be done about it. The real can always do something about the real wounds, no? But the thing is that the one who reports that there are wounds, this one is not the true self. Then how its report about the wounds can be trusted? Like how it can be believed in to be true? it is very possible that because energy have this capacity of memory, no? It is very possible that something, not good happened, like a very bad experience happened. It is very possible. But life has not ended there, no? Life is continuously trying to bring the freshness. Like a full on opportunity every day is there. Every day is a full life given to us. No? Do we regard this, or we remain, talking about the past? No? So in one sense, you can say the person is the state of the soul in which we respect or we are attached to the past more than anything else, more than present. No. Soul is the state of the soul where we start regarding the reality more and more, which is present, not the past. What happened was true. Like it is true that it happened, but also it happened. Like it is not there alive anymore. No? Like the soul is a state where we start living what is alive, and we start letting go what is dead, because dead is being removed from the system continuously. It is just that when we don't want to let it go, like when we are holding on to the dead too much, that memory too much, that it doesn't go out by itself. No? And as soon as you, the soul, will start defining yourself based on the joy of your being, your attachment to the wounds will become relaxed also. Like it will slow down. Like you will not be having that grip, and then that causes them to be removed and just disappeared. But mostly, as a person, we are defining ourselves based on the suffering. Then obviously, our attachment to the suffering or the wounds is too much. No? If your wounds are real, you let go of them and then see what happens. No? If they really remain there, they will. If they are real, they will remain. No, and we just don't see this point. That you just come back to the heart, to the joy of your being. But how can I come back to the joy when I'm suffering? Actually, it is possible to choose the joy and live the joy of being, while the sense of wounds and everything is there in the energy. Then see what happens. Anybody who has chosen to come to the heart, they never looked back into that old model of person where we just keep correcting the memory more and more and more. No? Wounds are what? Wounds are either physical or mental, like psychological or emotional, isn't it? So they require some kind of correction, repair, or something like this. No? Life is here. The present moment is here to do all of this work. And we are choosing to do it ourselves. No? When we are choosing to do it ourselves, are we not choosing to live in a certain way as a person? We are actually. And that's the basic fundamental choice everybody makes. Living as a false self or living as the true self. No? That defines or changes everything. Like how we choose. No? What you are experiencing, I feel, is the way of the self. When you are choosing to live as yourself, you are choosing to let this train of life take the load off your shoulders. No? You can put down your bags. No?
It's like when you look back and see that when life started on this planet, nobody created any role. Like there was no preconceived role. We only created everything. And we are in a mess because we created it. Because we are not, like, if we would have been one with ourselves, we wouldn't have created a messy world, right? We would have created a very world which was united. That means something is wrong and we are doing it wrong. So just getting out of it is like the only solution. That's what I see. Yeah.
It is. You are very, very right. Because that's why the approach of the person, even if it has all the good intentions and the more stable wisdom of the person, relative wisdom of the person, and trying to do the good for the life, it does not go far really. It keep introducing that fundamental disharmony to the life. No? You know what is the place of harmony? The place of harmony is where you do without doing anything. You see? Where the one who is not moving from the place of being which is not moving, when the actions start coming out of it, that is the place of harmony. Now harmony is introduced, added to life more and more. The vibration of harmony is like a real moving harmony. It is spreads, and wherever it goes, it touches. It tries to bring back. That is like disharmony tries to remove convert or transform the disharmony into harmony again, everywhere. That's why as long as you are moving to do anything, still there is a sense of doer, thinker, decision maker here, and this is not really the pure place of being yet. And this is not something far away. You can experience it right now. Right now you talk to me without moving, and you will be able to talk actually, and you will feel, my God, it was really possible. Don't try to talk. Let yourself talk. And if you're not able to talk, it's okay, no? So this is the way of the being. This is the way of the being. This is the way of the true heart, no? Where appropriateness is the way. Is the very DNA, of actions. Appropriateness is the very DNA of every action. Harmony is the very content, material, every action is made of. No? Harmony. It brings out that vibration of harmony always, whenever, everything you do. So wounds are caused by disharmony inside us. Now, do you think that remaining in the disharmony can heal those wounds? No, they cannot be healed by that. By living the harmony, we do not create new wounds, and the olds are also healed in the existential way. And of course, supporting activities, I always support that. This idea that do something if you feel, it's totally fine to do something about it. But don't believe that fundamentally this problem can be solved by trying to heal things. No? Temporarily it can be. Superficially it can be, not fundamentally. No? Fundamentally, only when you will be joyful, then the real healing will begin. No? And the only one way to be joyful is to come back to your heart, out of mind, out of you, no? Into the being. No? Where you don't have to wait for certain things to be in a certain way in order for you to experience joy. Anybody who reaches here, this very second you start experiencing that calmness, that peacefulness. Like, wow. And just breathe in, breathe out. To expand, to experience this joy in the whole body, mind. One interesting thing about breath, okay, is that with every incoming breath, actually you are coming into the body, or into that middle point I'm calling heart. No? Actually it is like this. That's why this heart breathing works. Heart breathing is based on existential reality. It's not some kind of like a device, a spiritual device. No, it's an actuality of life. With every incoming breath, you are actually coming to that joint between the body and the soul. That is the heart, no? And with every outgoing breath, you are going back into the being also. So, first come back out of the mind or imagination about everything into the reality of being in the body. No? Heart means reality of being in the body. No? And slowly, as you will become very, very stable here, very settled here, This very hard breathing can take you into the being also. When you will be breathing out, your attention, rather than going back into the mind, it will go back into the being now. Like it will fall further, deeper than the heart. No? Like this. Where we reached through this stillness. No? So thank you. Very, very nice talking to you. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Very, very nice. Very, very nice to see that you are happy. And because what I'm sharing is true. I know this true. It is true. But it's just that we don't believe it. We are believing in the person, in the mind too much that, that yeah, it is true that there is joy in my heart. No, it's true in such a way that it is true for everybody. Meaning it is true right now for everybody. So very nice. Thank you. Thank you. Nishant, you want to say something?
Yes, Rajee. Thank you. I'd like to do a brief exploration, and it's, I think, along the same lines that you've been talking right now. So it is basically about emotions, connection, and the heart. What I mean by this is, it was actually very recently, I would say in the last retreat, that I became aware, at least to some extent, of the heart, yeah, the center of the being, like this, yeah. So for me, I think I have been like, a less emotional person, always like this, yeah. Which means that I had difficulty, or I wouldn't connect deeply in some ways to anything or anybody like this, yeah, and not against anybody also, always neutral in this way, yeah. But now I feel, discovering this center of the being, it's possible to really connect deeply from here, yeah. But this is what do you call it? There is no ownership of anything from here that you connect to also. It is just to express it more than like this, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And it is independent in some ways, and we don't impose on the other, from this. Yeah, maybe you could speak a bit, please.
Yeah. Uh, Actually, we need to understand completion and incompletion in relation to ego and being. No? Incompletion is the way of the ego, false self. Completion is the way of the being. Like being don't want to leave any unfinished business. No? Not that it doesn't want to leave, but its very way is such that it never leaves any unfinished business. No? So when it is experiencing, it completely experiences it. Because the being does not have a fear of losing itself in experience or through experience. Person, however, has, because person is a divided state of the being. Think of divided state like a set way of remaining divided in the set way, in a fixed way. And out of that getting a reading of an image of who you are. And that image will be dented or will be disturbed if you go deep in any experience, which is going to affect your set way of being divided. No? That's why deeply experiencing anything is very challenging for a person. Person is not able to experience deeply anything. Like it can experience only as deeply as that dividedness allows it to experience. That's why uh, when a soul wants to experience life more deeply, it has no other way but to go beyond being a person, into its heart, into its unity of the experiencer. No? And this is the beautiful part of coming to the heart, to the unity of the being, that the more you experience, the more deeply you are experiencing, first of all, you are happy. Like there is an actual contentment of deeply experiencing life. Like it leaves some kind of coolness, sweetness in you after it. Like something got completed in you in a way. Like because of the memory of not living deeply, we feel very contented. And you somehow yourself, the experiencer, becomes more like the unity or undividedness of the experiencer also becomes more clear to itself. That I'm like it becomes more aware by itself that I'm not divided. So the totality of the experience helps a lot in this also. However, the opposite version is where we are divided. Like divided means like you can say like very divided person state in the example of, let's say, when we are going on a vacation to when we are going to a tourist place, let's say. So very divided state of the person will be where we are just quickly going and taking photos, video, because we know we have no time to live really. We have to live when we go home. No? This is like a very divided state where it just try to capture rather than trying to live. There is a more mature state of a tourist, let's say, where it realizes that actually I have to start living also a little bit. So it captures also but lives also. Then there is a very, very mature state of a tourist where it feels I don't want to capture anything. It has happened to many of us. We went to some particular place or even to some very difficult treks also. And we just forgot, oh, I did not click any photo. Like photos were taken by some other, fellow trekkers or somebody, and then you are taking from them, hey, can you give me my photo? Because you were so absorbed in living of it. So that personal model is very different model. It's that model, what we are experiencing there, including whether happiness or unhappiness, whether, very healed state of the self, soul, or wounded state of the soul. Both are less important. The identity connected to it is very important for us that time. We don't want to let go of that identity. Because if we do, all the reports will disappear, will start changing. No? Like for example, when we are able to let go of the sense of sufferer, like our attachment to the sense of sufferer, the sufferer is not there, only suffering left. And then suffering is found to be only memory of different pain that we have experienced so far. And it is found to be true, like it's really trying to create something. But we are not giving energy to it anymore by living in the joy of our being. We are not giving it life anymore because we don't want to live it. We have found the joy of our own being. Why we would like to give life to the wounds, to the memory which can create a sense of wounds inside us. It's a very direct and simple thing. But from the point of view of the person, it is so difficult to understand what are you talking about. So maybe it is easier for us to understand, but for the person it's very difficult. Like, what are you talking about? Wounds, like wounds is a real thing. Trauma is like this we think. It is a real thing, but only as long as we are less real for ourselves. The more real we are for ourselves, the less real everything becomes. Because we are self-sufficient. You the self, nothing is lacking in you. You don't need to be dependent on your wounds to be healed in order to feel joyful and blissful. Even if wounds are continuously there and causing any pain or disturbance in you, even then, I'm saying, this is the power of the self. We just need to discover it. So please say anything. It looks like a very good direction. Huh?
Yeah, thank you, Rajee. It's so good. Yeah. I just want to add that, this wounds that you talked about, no? So these are perhaps like, like emotions connected to memory, like memory, yeah? And it is like, it's just there continuously, it's just there, yeah? And what I've experienced is that, by just sitting, just being open to it, it dissipates, yeah? This thing can dissipate. And it just leaves the memory. But, it is a kind of disassociated both, and what is the word? Disperse maybe the emotion connected to it. So therefore it becomes, as you said, no, it's, we know that this has happened and, we went through this, but there is nothing over there that bothers us or can connect to us anymore, no?
Yeah.
Like this. Yeah.
There's something very magical I want to share with you about it. So, inside ourselves, there is a memory, as you are saying very correctly, flat memory. So, what is the being? Being is like a space, a alive, energetic space, in which the being contains something called life. How does it contain anything? It contains in the form of memory and in the form of emotions. So now, when you have chosen to live the joy of your being, truth of your being, from that also emotions, or you can say life, is being created in you, and it is filling the space of your being. And to contain that, some space need to be created now. No? So the old has to go out now when you have chosen the new. No? And the emotions in this case are the old ones. They have to go out now. So this is how internally they just start going out of your system. And if you cooperate with them, if you are not holding on to them too much, or you are not holding on to them, you are willing to let them go, you just remain in the joy of your being, a natural self-cleaning happens, which is, in this case, literally the true self that you are is cleaning itself. Its own space, like I'm just cleaning my space. Because you, the true self, when feeling your purity of being, truth of your being, you set your own bar now here, not dependent on the bar that was set by the person that you were before, no? Like this. So what we are containing is what we are living. What we are living is what we are calling life. What is inside the soul is all life is there. There is for life, for the soul, no? Not the life that we call, which is outside our body or anything. That hardly anybody lives. You see what I mean? We live only what is contained within the soul, in the space of the soul, in the form of emotions, no? Emotional energy, or energy as such. Now this energy is changing in you, becoming the pure, like more pure energy is being given space by sitting and not doing anything. Whenever you choose to sit and you succeed in sitting, this happens. What you are saying is a very, very good report. Very good report. Like somehow you start becoming empty. Empty of what? Empty of old. Not empty. You start becoming full of yourself more and more. But this time, yourself being that pure self also, which is outside, the source, the center, and yourself being the energetic feel. Like there's a feel to you also. Like you are feeling yourself. That feeling yourself is filling your space of being now. This is what is emotion. No? Emotion is nothing but the feel of the soul, of the life. No? Like what you felt before, that was kept in the soul, because soul was living in a misunderstanding of a person that I cannot lose it, because if I lose it, I have nothing else. Like soul was living in a very poor state, in a way, like living in a very limited state, that whatever emotions, I just should keep them. Otherwise, I will feel very alone, or, like this. But now the soul knows that, hey, the whole life is open for me now. I can fill myself with a feel or living off everything now. Why to hold on to the old, You see what I'm saying? You are like so empty, and you are everyday empty. Like you are everyday empty of the yesterday's content that you lived, and those feelings were created in you. They're just gone. You are empty again. You are empty and ready to fully live life now, deeply live life, like totally live life. That's where we are able to experience the presence of God in this life itself. Not through the mind, not through the personal point of view that we can live, oh, the presence of God is there in you. Nobody can do like that. No? We can believe that, but truly, if we want to truly live the presence of God in you, in other, we need to sit in this place of being.
Very nice, Rajee. I just want to add this one thing, that I feel that, the practices you've recommended of Prabhat Shuddhi, helps to systematically flush out this from the space of the being, this old.
Correct. Actually, the thing is that mostly we don't know what need to be done. And we don't know really where we are caught up and what is the solution. But somehow because of our belief in the knowledge of the mind too much, we just keep trying things in such a way that they just keep making things more complicated and kind of, difficult for us to solve. Pravas Suddhi, for example, is a very simple way. Pravas Suddhi is very similar. It is like, Pravas Suddhi is like health activities. What is health activity for the body? Pravas Suddhi is that for the soul, no? In a way, or for the deeper layers of the body. Just to keep balancing. Like, is there any harm in being more healthy than we are right now? In the similar way. But because of our attachment, the person lives on the heaviness, on the heavy emotions, the negative emotions. Person state lives on the heavy and negative emotions. No? If you the person, if when we are living as a person, if a person does not hold on to any negative emotions or any emotion for that matter, there is no person left actually. Only the soul is there. And of course emotions are there. No? That's where knowing who we are comes in play. What is so important? Defining ourselves, that who exactly I am in this picture when I'm experiencing emotions. Who I am really. And that's the eye-opener. Emotions are there. Oh my God, this happened. But I am the being actually. And I am, just by remembering I am the being, I am feeling joy already. Like knowing who you are does not come with small things. It comes with so many big things. Like already you know that your nature is joy. You don't have to believe, oh, I am joy, I am joy. No. You already know that. Like this. Thank you. Thank you. It's very good. Thank you.
Thank you, Rajee.
Yatri, you want to say something?
Namaste, Rajee. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
In continuation with what has been discussed with Nishant, I have nothing to say, but still I will say something. Like they say, what? Memes में है बोले तो बोले क्या करे तो करे क्या, that kind of thing happens in every satsang. Still I get tempted to come in front of you and say something. This crystallization, it's like when one is crystallized, one goes straight and one comes to one's desired destination. But that I have observed for a longer time that when one is crystallized, even for some time, one is not in personal state. And when one is walking straight, if one moves a little bit left direction, then there is a lot of pain and suffering. And if one wants to somehow go away from that, then one searches for some bands and healing and such kind of things, bandages and such kind of
Speak
things.
little louder.
Yeah. So it is like somehow this clarity and crystallization has to be somehow kept into the mind and heart again and again in order to trace the path, straight path. I mean, otherwise I have myself got stuck in some cycles of this side or that side, and also the importance of doing nothing.
I would like to say
sitting
something here.
silently.
That
Yes.
because I think I haven't got enough sense of what you are trying to say. So this is the situation of a person that we have started sensing that unless I get out of this kind of divided state, I cannot really reach anywhere significant. I cannot do anything significant, in the life, in the direction of truth of who I am and the joy. So I need to be more crystallized. Crystallized is not really same as concentrated, but it is more something else, no? But for but because we are not crystallized, then the practices that need to be done or anything that need to be done about being crystallized, we are also not able to do it. What to do now here? So here one thing is life, one part is life is doing something here, another part is we can do something here also. One part, what life is doing is called suffering. Suffering is not an actual experience of negativity or pain. Those are different things. Like, pain and everything is what happens in the life, in the system, in the body, in the psychology or in the emotions. Suffering is something like a reminder, like I'm not happy. Suffering basically is like a reminder in the soul that I'm not happy the way things are. No? So suffering should not be missed. Not that we should take suffering to the person and become depressed about it or sad about it. No, suffering should be understood somehow. Like what exactly suffering means when I'm not happy right now. Because things seems to be like okay, like I can do whatever I can do. I have done everything that I can do. Then still I'm not happy. No? And this can give us a little clue about our capacity beyond the imagined limitations of the person. Because we are imagining ourselves to be very limited that, okay, I can do only this much. I don't think I can do more sadhana or I cannot be free faster than this. And that believed in limitation can be challenged in a way or countered in a way by looking deeply in the nature of suffering here. I'm not talking about looking deeply in the nature of pain or anything. Suffering only, specifically. So it is countering, it's kind of reminding you. This is that part which life is doing for you, for us, no? Like it is a help actually. It's a mirror. Life is trying to show us that we are not in the right place of being where we need to be. Anybody who is in the right place of being where we need to be, we are joyful. Joyful means growing, flowing, flowering, creating, dancing, not stuck. No? Stuck basically is basically a right word for the soul when soul feeling suffering. When soul feeling suffering, basically is the soul is feeling I'm stuck, and that's where looking like our own effort can help here also. Like trying to be more stably clear about things that okay, it is true that I'm not happy right now, but what I'm doing about it? No? Am I doing something about it? Can I do more about it? No. So this kind of thinking, contemplation will crystallize the soul that you are. Like not trying to numb the suffering, but trying to face it. Because when we try to numb the suffering, we remain in that model of person where we suffer, but we don't want to get out of it anyway, almost. Now you will face the suffering of being a person, and you will have a choice to make here. No? That it's okay to continue like this, then you will be okay. Then you will be fine or happy even with suffering, no? Or not okay. As soon as anybody sees the suffering, nobody is okay. You will know, I'm not okay with it. I want something. And then you will know also what to do. Like there's an internal guidance here. You are able to crystallize yourself really. Crystallization is nothing but you being more of yourself at this point of time where you are right now. This is what is crystallization. It is not connected to focusing on something like in the way of concentration. It is more about the way of being that you are is more present where you are right now. Suffering is one of the best way to be present in the present moment. Because suffering is where you are trying your best to avoid, go somewhere else, to the next thought, to the next feeling, and it is not letting you go there. Then don't try to go anywhere. Try to face it. That's what I'm saying. And it can work like a door for you to be free from suffering or into the truth of who you are, into the joy of your being also. Like this. So use like this. Thank you.
Yeah, Raji. Also, like last what you said, like sometimes there is a point in time that one has to be still and look a bit. And when one moves, as if it is shown in some movies that in some movies like laser beam cuts the hair or some cloth when somebody is stealing. So similarly, it's so precise that one has to honor that moment and that place. Yeah. Thank you for this sharing. It's so beautiful.
Thank you. It is correct actually. It is life's own system trying to protect you so that you don't continue suffering. So suffering is basically so that you don't continue suffering. It is like life's way to save you from suffering. So this is not a real suffering, it's a blessing. No? Yeah, it's good. Thank you. Very, very nice. Madhvi, you have asked that, Namaste, is there Satsang in Goa this year? If yes, then can you share your Goa plans, please? It's not like a Goa Satsang in that way, but we will be going to Goa, meaning me and the team will be going to Goa, and we will be there, let's say from 26th December to till the end of January, almost more than 1 month we will be there and spending time there, and like this. And I'm very, very happy to meet any one of you. If you happen to be there, you want to come there also, because one way or the other meetings happen there, team meetings or like this. You are very welcome to join. No? So this is all the plan is. I don't have any plan like we have not planned a retreat or anything like this there. Not yet. If something comes up, it will be shared in the group or online also maybe, no. But at the moment, this is how it seems to me. So thank you for asking. I think that's all about it. Thank you. So it's very, very good meeting with all of you today. It is all about how much we are ready in this moment to live the truth. That much we can live. No? It's all about this. This place, this satsang, is the prasad of my Guru being shared continuously. It knows no limits really. I have not known any limits of it in terms of possibilities of discovering the truth and living the truth. So as much as we are ready, as much as it is urgent for us, we can live here. No? So thank you everyone for joining today. Thank you.